Fed thinks that the job market's so great. You got James Bullard. You got all of them on parade saying we got blowout jobs number. BS, okay? Number one, in January, showed 517,000 job creations. That is not for real. What we had was a seasonal adjustment. The numbers showed we lost 2.5 million jobs. But they said, January, we usually use 3 million. So poof, 500,000 jobs created. We did not create those. But what's even more egregious, take a look, Rob, just scroll through real quick to the next one. I want to show you. So this is the 517, right? It really would have been 2.5 million losses on the next one. And go ahead and scroll through if you can. And I wanted to show you the thing from the BLS. Just go to the very next slide. Just advance it to the next one.
You see the bottom left? It says the arrow. I don't know if you see the arrow.
Just advance it to the very next slide. There you go. At the bottom there, you see where it says 2.5 million losses? That's from the BLS. You can't play with that. Now look at the next one. The next one's absolutely crazy, Pat. Look at these numbers, guys.
That's Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Right.
That's our government, folks.
That's our government. So take a look at what they showed from the household survey, which, as you all know, that's where
you zoom in, Rob?
That's where you get the unemployment rate.
Yeah, there you go.
They claimed in January we created 894,000 jobs. But what they did was they made an adjustment called a population control effect. What was that? They picked up some undocumented workers from early 2022. Now, any of us, logically, wouldn't you just go back and say, oh, let's revise the numbers? No, Pat. You know what they did? Although they were never created in January 2023, they put 810,000 jobs as created in January 2023. That's why the unemployment rate went down instead of going up. Wait,
you're kidding.
No, that's right from the BLS. That's right from the...
So those 810...
were created in 2022.
But they put it in...
2023. Now, I don't want to... This came out February 3rd. Guess what happened 4 days later, by the way? Do you know
what's that?
What was the big...
510?
No, the State of the Union address was 4 days later. Okay? So, now... who knows if they're related? I'm not going to say they are, and I just think it's kind of coincidental. But now when we take a look at something like this, that was what happened in January. Let's go to February's numbers. February's numbers were, I think, very indicative. If you wouldn't mind, just go right to the next slide, brother. So this shows you what it would have been. It would have been 3.9% without the seasonal adjustment instead of 3.4. Now, in February's numbers, here's what we got. It showed 311. Go to the very next slide if you can. 311,000 jobs created, right? But you see on the bottom in yellow, there was a big jump in this one category that says if you're unemployed for 5 weeks or less, that jumped by 343,000 people. So go to the next slide. This kind of illustrates it. So that's a bucket. That bucket jumped by 343,000. So what goes into the bucket? People that just got unemployed. What drains the bucket? If you either got another job or you're unemployed less than 5 weeks. If the job market is so hot, we know that the jobless claims reportedly that week were only 194,000, near very, very low. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting the inflow into the bucket, but it's not draining because people either aren't getting jobs or they're being in a position here where they're staying unemployed. That's why you see this going up.
That's so wild that they present it the way they do to say it's the lowest in how many years? Lowest in 57 years, 50-something years. Hey, it's the lowest and this is lowest and that. So, okay. So Barry, if what you're saying is true, and let's just say it is based on the numbers you're giving here, it's BLS. So it's not like you're getting the number from a survey, then that means the economy is worse than it really is. Is that a fair assessment?
We have less full-time jobs now than we did back in May of 2022. Much of the job gains are part-time workers. Much of the job gains are people working multiple jobs.
We have less full-time workers today than May of 2022.
You can look at
That's not good.
Now, Pat, the next one's going to really blow your mind. Check this out. Now, we got all these job gains, right? Go to the very next slide if you can, please, Rob. This one's really interesting. Do you see that chart on the bottom there?
Yes.
That chart on the bottom shows COVID.
Yeah.
But what these are is hospitality and leisure workers.
Right.
This has been the engine of growth.
Sure.
Most of the job gains have come from this category, but it's not real growth. You're just putting these poor people back to work, right? But if you notice, we're almost back to trend. Do you see that?
We're even lower than that.
But eventually, let's say we put everybody back. There's not that much more juice left to be squeezed here, right? And if you take a look at the job openings and labor turnover, known as the JOLTS report, this is job postings.
Yep.
This category last month was down 194,000. So this tells me the labor market's about to take a negative turn.
If the labor, and I'm with you, I'm fully there, and I've been saying this for a few months where I think that's the number no one's talking about. Okay, but let's go there. your background, for people that don't know your background, I mean, if you've been on a couple other times, we had you on a podcast. Your background, for people that don't know this, you have won the Crystal Ball Award for the most accurate real estate forecaster in 2017. This is through Zillow. In 2019 and 2020. You're the only 3-time, I believe, right? Okay. So you've been able to successfully forecast what's going to be happening. That's kind of what you're known for with that part of your success. You've done other things, but this is specific to this.
Well, we have a great team. It's not just me. Our team,
I'm sure
we have a
the
great
team is very good.
It's a team effort.
It's impossible for you to do it by yourself. You need the right people to give you the data, but still, your name is tied to you based on the data you get. These are the forecasts you made.
We are affiliated with a 501c3 called We Are the 51%. This is based off of all the good people in the world giving extra effort to have a better way of life. You can donate, sponsor, or even make a tax-deductible payment to help these children to get food so no child goes to sleep hungry. How you can help is to go to our website, matt55.com. You go to the bottom right-hand corner of the video, then click the button that says Retail Customers. You can choose either option, the $5 or the $40 donation options. Either click the Add button below the dollar amount of which one that you choose. Then the next page, choose the quantity of the donation amount. For example, if you'd like to donate $1,000, then you can change the quantity amount to $200. Then click the Checkout button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then on the next page, enter your credit card information, name and address. We will send you out a receipt for the amount so you can write this off as a donation on your taxes or also on your business taxes. Remember, our main goal is $1 million to help sponsor 20,000 children. 1 billion people in the world will lose their life due to starvation due to the famine that has already begun by 2025.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.